Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Microsoft users hit by sudden outage, CrowdStrike update malfunction blamed. Archbishop of Canterbury starts 3-day visit to Jamaica. And later in sports, Jamaica under-20 final round of World Cup qualifiers this evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Shamela Pula, and here are the details. Transport Minister Darl Vaz says Jamaica has been impacted by the global IT outage, but not on a large scale. This led to worldwide disruptions in the airline industry, banks, and hospitals. Investigations suggest that a routine software update by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike went awry, triggering the outage.
I've received a preliminary report in terms of the airline industry as a result of a software glitch that has affected airlines worldwide. As it relates to Jamaica, I can say that American, Delta, United, and Spirit airlines have been affected. Other airlines are not using that particular software, but definitely those airlines mentioned will have cancellation or delays. So I advise persons traveling to contact the airlines or the website to see exactly what the delay and cancellations are.
The Archbishop of Canterbury has pledged to assist Hurricane Beryl victims in Jamaica. He is currently in Jamaica on a 3-day visit.
It is obviously, we're getting into the hurricane season, but it came earlier than normal. It was an exceptionally ferocious hurricane. And I thank God that the eye of the storm passed north, I think, of south of Jamaica, and it didn't. And the island did not take the full impact of the hurricane. But I'm particularly conscious of those who are still without electricity and communication, disrupted transport, and inadequate supplies of water. It is a very, very serious blow to any country.
The Archbishop will receive an honorary Doctor of Laws degree from the University of the West Indies, UWI, while in Jamaica. A special convocation is also slated for Saturday, July 20. This ceremony will coincide with the celebration of the 200th anniversary of the establishment of the Diocese of Jamaica and the Cayman Islands. Residents of Woodstown in Discovery Bay, St. Anne have taken to the streets demanding the restoration of electricity to their community. The residents are urging their political representatives and JPS to take immediate action.
Farmtown, no electricity. Woodstown, no electricity. Ginger Hall, no electricity.
It's been 16 days since the passage of Hurricane Beryl, and residents of Woodstown in Discovery Bay, St. Anne say they are yet to get power from the Jamaica Public Service, JPS.
I raised 100 chicken, and just as I kill them to dispose them to the customer, storm come, no light, everything spoil. I have to throw them away. I am the loser until now I can't get light. I have more chicken to kill and I cannot because there is no light, no water.
It's terrible, it can't be worse. We are going through hell at night, we can't sleep with heat and mosquitoes because we can't turn on our fans. We can't eat meat, pure thin things, and it's affecting our body.
The frustrated residents say they were instructed by a JPS representative to clear shrubs and trees from the broken lines so that work can begin to restore power. However, despite their efforts, nothing has been done.
We're hearing today, tomorrow, every day it's another day on the electricity. There are posts that need to be changed that have been reported to JPS years going on now, and those are the posts that fail, and they have not come and they have not addressed that situation from the original report, and Beryl has exasperated that situation to where it's unsafe for them to turn on back the electricity. We need them to come and do what it is that they are paid to do.
The community is now urging their political representatives and JPS to take immediate action. Kerry-Ann Simpson, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, Media and Public Relations Manager at the JPS, Audrey Williams, says a team from the JPS is now investigating the matter.
The problem with Woodstown is that there are downed poles that impact them and the surrounding communities as well. We're just craving the patience of the customers. We are getting to them. It's a process.
The Ministry of Labour and National Insurance Scheme are being lauded for their quick response to heavy rains in sections of Spanish Town St. Catherine on Tuesday. Chairman of the Disaster Management Committee, Dr. Kurt Wall, says several communities were flooded and at least one person had to be evacuated.
They were mobilized immediately to these areas to go and make their assessment as to what these people lost during the flooding out. And they have been very active. I have to commend the NIS and the Ministry of Labour for being very active throughout this hurricane season. They have been very active collecting names and compiling the damages that were sustained by the residents.
Dr. Wall says while things are back to normal, he's hoping the claims from damage are processed quickly. In the meantime, he's calling on the Transport Authority to intervene following reports that passengers are being overcharged in Bushy Park. Residents now have to use an alternative route because the bridge was damaged during Hurricane Beryl.
The taximen have been charging the people, the residents, over $500 and sometimes even more. So I don't know if the Transport Authority could come in and to establish a route there and to set a reasonable fair price for the people in the interim. Because as I see it, I don't think this bridge will be fixed in the very near future. I see where the residents are trying to come up with something in the interim to try and just traverse that little path so they can walk to the main road and get their transportation, which will come at a much cheaper rate.
After 16 years, ground was broken for a pipeline project in Mason Hall in St. Mary. Details in this report from Karen Simpson.
Phase 1 of the Mason Hall pipeline project in St. Mary is set to begin in 2 weeks. The first phase will cost some $173 million. It comes following the prolonged dry spell, which has been significantly impacting communities already plagued by inadequate water supply.
The work will take after that date approximately 3 months for this phase to be complete. We are going to meet with the citizens of Wentworth on the 22nd as well, Chairman. I will also invite members of the council to a discussion on that day where we look at some of the small systems that I'm sure you're having some challenges with ahead of next year's drought.
He went further.
It is why this phase 1 will not be phase end. Ultimately, we will be investing in excess of $900 million in the Greater Mason Hall water system over the next 18 to 24 months.
And Member of Parliament for Western St. Mary, Robert Montague, says he is elated.
After 16 years, we had started this project 16 years ago, and we are here today. Some people lost hope, some people cuss me, some people cut eye after me. Some people push up their mouth when we talk, but I never lost hope because Minister will maybe come and explain to you some of the unfortunate twists and turns of this project. But I am happy that they have changed the name, Your Worship, from the Mason Hall Water Project to the Greater Mason Hall Water Project. As a result, your division...
In the meantime, Mr. Samuda says other communities in St. Mary are set to benefit from other projects that will begin soon. Kerry-Ann Simpson, TVJ News.
It's time for a break. Stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. A man was shot and killed in Swansea District, Four Paths, Clarendon on Thursday. He has been identified as 27-year-old Kenorande West. According to reports, the mother of the deceased received a strange call from her son asking about his girlfriend. However, the call was interrupted by loud explosions. She later discovered her son was dead.
No time after my son called me and said to me, say, you call Munchie, that is his girlfriend? You call Munchie? Me say, no. Him say, if you call Munchie, ask Munchie where she there. Me call Munchie and I not get no answer. When me call Mac and me and him on the phone and talk, me hear one piece of upstore. And the upstore me hear. Me dey on a talk to him, me not hear nothing, everything cut off.
It's now time for the Business Minute.
The Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, has appointed a new president and CEO. Hugh Grant will assume the role on August 1, 2024. The JPS says Mr. Grant has more than 25 years of experience in the utility business with industry knowledge across the generation, transmission, and distribution sectors of the industry. He was previously at Consolidated Edison Company, the energy firm that supplies the 10 million people of New York and Westchester in the U.S. Mr. Grant served the company as the Vice President of Steam Operations. The JPS says Mr. Grant is of Jamaican origin. Further afield, a tech malfunction crippled airports, business and government services around the world Friday morning. The disruption appears to stem from a software update pushed by cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike. It sells antivirus software to large corporations and government clients, including major global banks, healthcare and energy companies. Computers running Microsoft Windows, a CrowdStrike client, were crashing because of a defect in a software update. The CEO of CrowdStrike stresses the outages were not caused by a security incident or cyber attack. The company has isolated the issue and deployed a fix. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Carrie Simpson.
Time now for the top regional and international stories.
In the region, Guyana is set to implement an integrated surveillance system at regional hospitals to effectively track and respond to respiratory viruses like influenza. The initiative, led by Dr. Frank Anthony, Minister of Health, in collaboration with PAHO and WHO, aims to streamline data collection across the country's medical institutions. Additionally, Guyana plans to expand its Sentinel sites and construct 6 new hospitals by early 2025, emphasizing preparedness for future pandemics. On the international scene, a global technology outage disrupted services worldwide, affecting airlines, banks, hospitals, and media outlets. The issue, stemming from a faulty update deployed to Microsoft Windows systems, caused widespread disruptions in check-in systems at airports, online services for banks, and operational capabilities in hospitals. Media broadcasts were interrupted, surgeries delayed, and financial transactions halted across multiple countries. Despite efforts to mitigate the impact, the outage highlighted the vulnerability of global internet infrastructure and its critical dependencies on a few key software providers. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Raquel Porter.
Thank you, Raquel. We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports reports.